You said your name is Melania?
Melania.
All right, you said you go to Henry Ford here?
Yep.
Can I ask you what you're studying?
Biology.
Biology? All right, cool. My wife teaches biology and psychology, so it's a cool subject. On a scale of 1 to 10, how open-minded would you say you are?
9.5.
9.5, all right, cool. Do you think you should look at both sides of an argument before you make a decision on something?
Absolutely.
All right. Do you trust your senses?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do you trust the government?
I don't know now, but somewhat.
All right. Do you think the majority is always right?
Depends what the majority is, but they probably have a good reason, so I would say probably.
Most time. All right. How do you believe everything came to be? Do you believe in like creationism, Big Bang, or you don't really have a belief on it?
Well, I was raised Catholic, so I mean, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. What would be your definition of science?
My definition of science. Living organisms. That's probably science.
You think of science should be observable, measurable, testable, and repeatable?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Do you think science should ever be a closed book?
Do I think it should be a closed book?
Do you think it should ever be a closed book? Like, should you be able to question any type of science thing?
No.
No, you shouldn't be able to question it.
Wait, say it again.
Do you think science should ever be a closed book?
What do you mean?
Like, closed book, like, this is done in science, we know this is fact, you shouldn't be able to question it.
No, I think that you should question it.
You'd allow to question something? All right, I agree with that. What's the difference between a belief and a knowing?
I think a belief is more of an opinion, something you feel personally, and you said knowing.
A knowing.
Something you know to be absolutely factual.
Like there's two entities here talking right now in the interview, that'd be a knowing?
Yes.
All right, I agree with that. All right, now here's the big question, and most likely I'd be shocked if we actually believe the same thing or whatever. I don't really believe concrete on this, but what shape do you think the Earth is? Do you think it's flat? Do you think it's an oblate spheroid? Do you think it's without form, or another shape?
Sphere.
Can I ask you why you believe that?
I would say out of all the science classes I've taken, there's been very little to contradicted the Earth is flat, so I would say I believe it's round. I don't believe it's flat. So
You did say though that you think you should look at both sides of an argument.
yeah.
Have you looked at the other side of the argument?
I don't think I have.
No. All right, fair enough. Do you know anything about fluid dynamics?
Fluid dynamics?
Like how a liquid behaves?
No.
Like you pour it into a cup, water in a cup, pour it into a pool.
Oh, okay.
Would you
like
agree?
Water takes the shape of its object?
Water takes shape of a container a million % of the
Okay,
time.
yeah.
So they tell us the Earth's covered in 72% water, and if water always takes the shape of its container and levels out. If that's a self-evident fact, how could it be an oblate spheroid?
You have a good point. I wouldn't know. I don't think I know enough to be able to answer that question.
Fair enough. Do you think we breathe the same stuff in space?
Do we breathe in the same as...
Like if you went out to outer space and were like next to like the space
No,
station,
I don't believe
it's probably something different.
Yeah.
They tell us space is a vacuum. It's like the closest thing to a negative pressure system. It's not a perfect negative pressure system. And like I said, I go to science and it tells me water cannot conform to the exterior of a shape. And so I go to science. There's no through science and application that two separate pressurized environments need a solid barrier. So they're telling us our atmosphere is next to the vacuum of space with no solid barrier. Can you give me an example of two opposing pressure systems existing side by side without a solid separation? No?
No, probably
No.
not.
Do you know the difference between eclipses, like lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse?
Nothing more than what they look like, maybe, but...
You know what they look like, what they
yeah.
are though? Like a solar eclipse is when the moon goes in front of the sun. And then a lunar eclipse, they tell you it's always dark on one side, and what the mainstream tells you is it's
Yeah, very would be.
The mainstream tells us it's the Earth. The sun's on the other side, and it's the Earth's shadow cast on the moon, basically. So, would you be able to disprove that it's possibly the sun blocking out the moon from the other side instead of the Earth's shadow?
I would. I mean, it's possible. I'm sure it is. I know the sun is
Well, you'd agree the sun's round, right?
huge. So
From what we're told.
Yeah, from what we're told. So I would say it's possible. I
That
mean,
could be the sun. But I mean, if it's the sun blocking it out, then that would mean the Earth would be involved. If it was the sun blocking out, because what we're told is it's actually that's because obviously it's a curved shadow on the moon. So they say it's actually the sun putting the Earth's shadow on the moon. But if it's actually the sun that's curved, because you say the sun's round, would you or no?
I would. Yeah. I mean, from what I've been told, yeah, I would.
Or even
yeah.
just looking at it. Or
Yeah, just looking at it, it looks round. So,
do they both look about the same size as you from our perspective of the Earth, the sun and the moon? I mean, if you were just here
yeah. I
born
mean, if
today,
I just
looked at them both and sized them up, they look about the exact same size.
probably, I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
No.
All right. Do you know what the star Polaris is?
I'm sorry. How long do we have left?
Oh, we got 4 minutes.
4 minutes. I have my rides waiting.
Oh, I'm
here,
sorry.
So,
All right.
sorry.
All right.